My name is John Rooney. I am a left-handed pitcher. I am a junior, and I am a marketing major. As far as I got recruited, I was from a small town that didn't really have a lot of exposure baseball-wise. There weren't a lot of people coming out playing in powerhouse programs, and I never did these travel leagues like Perfect Game, and so I never really had that experience to get all these looks from colleges. So I was just traveling around shortly in the Northeast and not really taking the time to get these college looks. So I joined a men's league in Albany, in the Albany Twilight League, and we won a tournament and we came down to Long Island. And I pitched the summer of my junior year. I think I threw pretty good, and Coach Johns was hosting some sort of fundraiser or something. He was with some of the guys, and he happened to saw me. He asked who I was, asked if I was committed anywhere. I said no, and sure enough, an hour later, I was going on a visit here to Hofstra. The facilities were nice. I like the coaches. I like the atmosphere. It's a lot different from upstate New York. It's a lot more going on. So it was kind of all a stroke of luck and being at the right place at the right time. As far as how the Cape Cod League, influenced me was experience-wise, just getting to play with a collection of the best baseball, college athletes in the country. And that was just kind of me gaining confidence, getting a feel for where I stood on the food chain of college baseball, and taking it over to Hofstra and competing at that same level. And I think that really helped me experience-wise, and just knowing where I stand. My mentality on the mound is just mostly just to do my job, execute every pitch, and not think about the at-bat as a whole. And I think last year, as you can tell from my past ERAs, the past numbers weren't good because of the fact that I didn't have that much confidence on the mound, and when there's guys on base, I kind of fell apart, and it was just kind of this year turning that corner and having the same mentality as 2 outs, no one on. Justin, our strength coach, he said in the weight room to have a short-term memory when it comes to games in the past, and that could be good and the bad. If you have a good game, don't live off of that. Just keep the same level of play. Don't ever underestimate anyone. Or if you have a bad game, just forget about it and move on to the next game. Working with Coach HABYAN, he taught me how to be a pitcher instead of just a thrower, because I came in here only having one pitch, and that was a fastball and a pretty bad slider that didn't really work. So he helped me generate those three pitches and get them all better, and teach me how to hone in on my strengths and work on my weaknesses. So I'm really lucky to have Coach HABYAN. Getting the interest from the professional teams is definitely very exciting. It keeps me motivated. I have all the motivation in the world right now. I mean, how can I not be when you have those guys showing up to every game? So I mean, it's humbling, and it's one of those things you don't want to take out on the mound. You can't be looking up there in the stands, because that'll just completely affect your game. You just got to focus on the game itself and not worry about the outside noise. I wouldn't want to be pursuing that if I didn't think I could do it. If I just thought I could be in the minor leagues, that would, I wouldn't do it. I want to play at the highest level possible, but also I don't want to just stick to baseball and just ride that and have that be my life thing, because if all I'm successful at is throwing a baseball, then I'm probably not doing life right, So I want to be able to help people in whatever I do after baseball, and have a fulfilled life. I've heard this plenty of times. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard this, but as far as baseball goes, as far as life goes, it's a lot of it's mentality, not just physical ability. So having that confidence to do whatever you need to do to succeed is big.